So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, almost like a recap of certain episodes, some news, just little bits all thrown in together that couldn't really make one whole episode, right? For starters, got myself a nice little knife, so unboxings can be a little bit more dangerous. I actually already cut myself with this thing, so should be sticking to the boxies, but you know, no more knife shaming, guys. No more knife shaming. So, in a previous episode, I had found some shoes around at thrift stores or Vinnie's, op shops, whatever you want to call them, right? And we had my friend who just randomly hit me up about the wedge dunks, and she wanted them for a shoot. Well, I believe she's done the shoot. She's definitely worn them because she sent me this video here. And when the shoot comes about, I'll definitely post it on the socials. But we also had the Air Force Ones, the little spat joints that I had. Wore to a couple weddings. Well, they sold, I think, for $55. I'd initially had them at, say, $75, $80, I think, and I was hoping for around about $65. But, you know, I'd rather get rid of them quicker than not for the content. So took an offer for $55, got rid of them. So I'm not mad at them. They were just sitting there, honestly. Like, if I didn't get that $55, I probably would have just sent them to Vinnie's. So, not a bad little sale there. I'm not mad at that one. I'm only just realizing that I actually had the box for those, and I could have sent them to old mate. So if you're watching, I'm sorry, bro. Couple episodes too, I was predicting the future of sneakers. How do I know this? How? Am I looking in a crystal ball? No, I'm not. I'd mentioned that Nike has a bit of a pattern when they're releasing shoes. They'll, you know, if it's a style they haven't done in a while, they'll release a whole bunch of hype collabs before they re-release the OG stuff, right? And I said that the Jordan 2, after the Off-White collab, we get a couple more, and then potentially next year, right? So since then, a Union collab has come about. It has been announced, or pictures have leaked. Same with the J Balvin leak. So look out for OG Jordan 2s next year. On the topic of Off-White, last week we learned that Virgil had sadly passed away. Now, while I didn't love everything he did, he brought so much energy to the sneaker industry and was such a game changer that even if you take that away, from what I'm hearing with people's interactions and individual stories, he was just a great person. So, RIP to Virgil, condolences to friends and family, huge loss to the scene. I mentioned in the Don't Buy These Early video that the cool grey 11s will have plenty of stock. They'll be everywhere, right? And that's true. There was a moment there with the supply chain issues that we thought maybe they might get held back, but it seems like everyone's already posting their raffles. Foot Locker and JD have already teased them, but what I'm here to say right now is not good. Previously, like the Bread 11s, they've been an all-store, in-store release. Get there, you know, half an hour early before, well, in Newcastle anyway. In Sydney it's probably a bit different. Line up, get your shoes, easy done, right? I mentioned that when Foot Locker had them, there was a line-up and JD had none. JD was still quite new in Newcastle, and maybe people didn't associate Jordan with JD at that point, but very easy cop. I could have copped multiple pairs. This time, with the Jubilees, we're in the middle of COVID, that couldn't happen. Eventually, because they just weren't as popular, they're not an OG colorway, They hit stores and you can find them. I saw them everywhere. And it's funny, it's one of those shoes that, you know, it grows on me the longer I see it, the Jubilee, but I still never copped. I had multiple times I could have copped it for retail, but didn't. And I'm not the biggest fan of Jordan 11s, if I'm being honest. The breads I never wore, I ended up moving on to somebody, but, you know, the cool greys are one I've always wanted, so we're definitely going to try for them. The thing is, I'm hearing from Foot Locker is they're not going to do in-store. It's going to be online only. It'll be through the equal raffle system, the Run Fair raffle system. There's going to be a lot of stock. You still should be able to get a pair quite easily. Don't pay resale. Don't buy early. JD Sports, I'm still waiting to find out about that, but I think it's going to be the same. Now, initially with reports of the supply chain with delays and everything like that, like I'd mentioned, I thought the Jordan 11s would be one that was held back, but it seems like we're going to get them. The only ones I've heard so far that are held back are the NBA 75th anniversary dunks, but I also haven't heard anything about the patent leather Jordan 1 breads that were meant to drop around the same sort of time as the cool greys. There's been no mention of them here, so that may be one that's held back. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. For the most part, I think because we're this side of Asia, we might be okay. I think it's going to be more America, UK and that sort of thing, but we'll just have to play it by ear. We did a whole episode on quality control. Thread there, but if you have a look, that hole's been completely missed. Put this whole thing in there. It's double the width of all the other stitches, so they've missed that completely. Got a mark there. Mark there in the paint, and that's not even the glue stains that are on the other one. And my Nike by You dunks in comparison to the Goldenrod dunks or the Woo dunks, chalk and cheese, right? Chalk and cheese. Those Goldenrod dunks look, man, there's so many flaws with them. I should send them back, like I honestly should. But this here, at a recent trip to JD, this is crazy, man. Like, that's terrible. The other side, alright?
Yeah, it's actually not as bad.
It's a little bit off on that one. The air, like the bottom of it, doesn't even link up. It's like off to the side, and it gets worse predominantly as you go along. And man, that's just terrible. There's glue stains on there too. Like, get your act together. Come on, man. We mentioned that a few episodes ago, maybe 5 or 6, something like that. The New Balance was having a moment. Why'd I say it like that? New Balance. New Balance is having a moment right now, and Nike's worried. It was mentioned in their meeting. Whether or not that was a PR stunt, who knows. But I'm actually seeing people resell New Balance shoes. So the University Blue 550s, I don't know if they're calling that. They could be calling them Baby Blue 550s, but you know, those, the black and white 550s, they're reselling for around about $200. I think they sell for about $150-ish. I can't remember. But they're selling like $200 to $300. Whether or not people will get that is another story, but there's obviously some hype around New Balance right now. You've also got the Rich Paul 550s, which are doing the rounds on the raffles at the moment. I think and up there and maybe above the clouds have got them at the moment. They look super clean with an aged sort of look, and they've got a bit of that UNC University Blue on there as well, so expect them to go nuts. One collab I noticed on Foot Locker, I hadn't actually seen it in person, was a Josh Vides or Josh Vides. I'm not sure how you say that. He's a street artist in America. He's known for like outlining things and making, you know, 3D objects seem like they're 2D. He's got a collab with New Balance, and they're just sitting on Foot Locker, no one cares, but they look incredible. So before the hype goes too crazy, jump on them for sure. Now the last thing I want to mention is not exactly sneakers, but loosely around it. I just randomly was going shopping the other day and noticed this store had all these basketball shorts, and they had a pair in a university blue colorway. Used to be called like Carolina blue, but yeah, now they're calling it university blue, UNC blue, whatever. But they had a pair in that, and that instantly caught my interest. I love basketball shorts, especially in summer, wearing around the house, super comfy. The shop was called Factory. Now I've been somewhat aware of them over the past. They did like Feeler and Champion stuff, like retro sort of stuff. But they've just done like a whole revamp. They're doing a bunch of like vintage-esque type t-shirts with like hip-hop artists and everything. But they're also doing stuff with different universities. And at the moment I think they only had the shorts and the tote bag for UNC, but apparently either this week, next week, they're doing a whole bunch of like clothing drops. So if you want some things to look good with your university blue shoes, get into Factory. No plug, no nothing, just giving you a little tip. Get something to match these, you know. Even them ball shorts, man, like I haven't been able to find them in my size. I think a large fit alright, but with basketball shorts I like them to be super baggy, so that size I'm still looking for. But yeah, Factory, man, who knew? Last little thing I want to do, I'm not sure, I may do like a little bit of a break over Christmas. We'll just have to see, man, if there's some news or some drops or some pickups that I feel like I need to show with you guys, then I'm gonna do that. If not, we'll see how we go. This has been another episode of Creased Heat. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, all that. Peace.